I want to say this again. If you define prison as the one with barbed wires and prison waters, then you don't know what prison is. It's more than that.
Mm.
And somebody may say, "But you have never been in prison." But my life was worse than prison because even prisons, the brutality is not the same. It's not the same. The brutality in prison. My home was a prison. I mean, from a young age. How do you explain when a boy at the age of 5 you get used to your dad slapping you and you bleed, blood comes out of your nose? I mean, prison. I know they are juveniles, but my life was like a prison, and I'm saying there are worse prisons than prison itself. Worst experience. People go through hell. People get raped, and they go through a lot before they go. Some they don't even go to prison. So if we try to monopolize pain and say the worst pain is in prison, then you don't know life, because there are people who went through more than what you're going through, but who have never been in a correctional center, but their life has been prison.
Yeah.
Going around speaking. I started also, as I said, speaking in prisons, because prisons are more like the dumping ground. Every person who commit crime, they say go and rot in jail. Why do you have to rot when you're still alive? So I went there and I've met some of the worst criminals. I remember one, may his soul rest in peace. He was a judge of the 28. This guy has killed so many people in prison. And when I met him, I said to him, "You're not going to get employed. That's the truth of the matter. You're going to slam the door in your face because of your criminal record. But there's something we can do." And he says, "Well," I said, "You can write a book about your life. Because what I see on TV, they write stories, crime movies, they were written by people who have never been in prison." Because I've spent time with inmates. And when I look at some of the script, I can see these guys, they don't know anything about the criminal mind. They don't know anything about prison because they've never been there. So I've been there. I've been on the trenches. I know what's happening. So I challenged him to write a book, and basically I wrote a book for him from start to finish. It's called Wrong of Ramp. And this guy, he was killing people, in prison, because there's a lot of things they don't tell you. I know what's happening there, and so they hide it. So people were getting killed. He was killing people, and I said, "Tell your story." But as we were writing his book, I asked him, "Were you charged for some of the crimes?" And he will say no. So when I was writing the book, I would say, for example, in some instances, to say he injured so and so, when in truth, I know he killed that person. So I wrote a book, and after I said to him, "Go and raise money." I didn't charge him anything. I said, "Go and raise money." And guys from prison, they don't trust anybody. He says, "But tell me, what's your agenda?" I said, "I do have an agenda. My agenda is for you and me to help young people, to help this country, to help young people." I said, "I've got a daughter and a son, and I want them to walk freely in the streets of South Africa. And you guys, you can help me in that regard, because you've got a story to tell." So we put that together. He raised some money to print copies. And there was nothing fulfilling to me when I gave him copies of his book. And this guy, because criminals are like, they're illegal businessmen. No, they're business people. To commit heist, that's business. You do your market research. They do that. You do, you look at your SWOT analysis. They do that. Marketing, whether it's drugs, they do that. So I sat down with him. I said, "If you can sell drugs, you can sell books." So he took his 100 books, he went and sold them. And then he called me. He says, "You won't believe me. I managed to buy my kids clothes for Christmas and uniform." And I was fulfilled. I bought some grocery. And this guy says, "How can I thank you?" I said, No, don't worry. For me, I believe in giving forward. I'm not helping people to come back and thank me, but I'm saying go and make difference in another